Hey everybody, welcome back to Gem Mint Collectibles. I'm here with another every omnibus release so far video. This one wasn't a request, this is just one that I wanted to do because the Avengers have a huge library of omnibus. So I wanted to take the time to go through them, let you guys know what's collected in them, and just talk about some Avengers. So, what do we got here? 13 omnibus for the Avengers. Is that more than the X-Men? I think X-Men still got him beat. Anyway, let's take a look at the Avengers Volume 1. Yeah, Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, and Don Heck. So here goes the original cover for Avengers 1. Here goes our spine. And, of course, the cover gallery. So, this is just straight up the Avengers 1 through 30. So here goes the front. There's a little bit of space here. Spine, classic Marvel, silver, Avengers. Here goes the cover for Avengers 4, first Silver Age cap. Also, stay tuned for the end of this video because I have a surprise. Here goes Avengers 1. Here goes Avengers 4. Where Cap is thawed out of the ice. This is the first panel he's in the Silver Age. You got a rich history of Avengers here with Jack Kirby art. I mean, couldn't really ask for more, right? So there goes your Volume 1. Then we jump into Volume 2. Which is the cover of Avengers. Must be annual too. Here goes the cover. And the spine here. And the cover gallery. So it picks up where Volume 1 left off, collects Avengers 31 through 58, Annual 1 and 2, and the X-Men 45. Collects, issue 57 is the first appearance of Vision, 55 is the first appearance of Ultron. Did I miss any other cool first appearances here? Yeah, so Avengers, I did miss some good stuff here. Avengers 8 is the first appearance of Kang the Conqueror. That might be a good book to pick up now, man. It might, he might end up being in the MCU and, because there was a Fantastic Four connection there as well. Wonder Man in issue 9, they still haven't utilized him in the movies. First appearance of Ant-Man becoming Goliath or Giant Man. Anyway, so Volume 2 gets that more modern hardcover. A little dusty. Some Hawkeye stuff. Volume 3 is solicited to come out next year. That's why I can't call these every omnibus released ever, because there's always some new stuff coming out. There's some Magneto, Scarlet Witch, and Quicksilver. Yep, on the cover. Oh, this nice pinup page. So there you goes your Avengers. Now, I quickly put these books out. I don't know if I'm in chronological order or not. I don't think so. I don't think this one is next, but oh well. We have Avengers by John Byrne, which is just all the Avengers stuff he did, so I'm pretty sure this will be scattered around a little bit. This collects Avengers, West Coast Avengers 42 through 46, Avengers West Coast 47 through 62, annual 4, Avengers 305 through 318, and annual 18, plus material from Avengers Spotlight 23 and What the number 6. John Byrne has a lot of compilation omnibus, right? He's got Marvel Universe by John Byrne. He's got Alpha Flight by John Byrne. He's got a DC book, DC Universe by John Byrne, which I didn't pick up. Dope wraparound cover though, man. You gotta love this Copper Age art. That was cool, Ultron panel. I think some of this stuff double dips with the Acts of Vengeance Omnibus and the West Coast Avengers Omnibus. That's cool stuff. Cool Iron Man stuff. Well, Iron Man wasn't shit back in the days, man. Not until Robert Downey Jr. I mean, he was always Iron Man, but yeah, I think this is the Acts of Vengeance stuff. Not 100%. Anyway, Avengers by John Byrne. Now we're going to jump into Avengers West Coast, or West Coast Avengers. I didn't get the variant covers like I usually get, the DM variants. I wasn't even aware of those when I ended up buying these. And I think they are a little bit cooler, but what are you going to do? So, Avengers pull a Tupac, go to the West Coast, and collects West Coast Avengers 1 through 4, Iron Man Annual 7, Avengers 250, West Coast Avengers 1 through 16 from the 85 series and Annual 1, Vision and Scarlet Witch 1 and 2, and Avengers Annual 15 with material from Avengers 239, 243 through 244, and 246, also Avengers West Coast 100. That's the cover. Avengers West Coast. Haven't read Avengers West Coast yet. You know, I guess it's a different team, obviously, but then again, the Avengers team always switch up. Got Wonder Man, Hawkeye, Cheetah, Iron Man, Vision, Scarlet Witch. Here goes Thing. Marvel Comics always crossed over, man, back in the day. That's why the movies are successful, and they're going to continue to be successful with including the Fantastic Four and the X-Men. See, Wonder Man, I always felt like growing up that he was a bigger part of the Avengers. I don't know if they're going to be able to include him or what they're going to do. I was never really a fan of Hercules. Like, you know, they got a pass with Thor, but the Hercules character in Marvel Comics felt like a stretch to me. Tiger Shark. Huh. So that's volume 1. Volume 2, you got some Moon Knight action. Oh shit. This covers West Coast Avengers 17 through 41, Annual 2, Avengers Annual 6. Well, it's West Coast Avengers Annual 2, Avengers Annual 16, Fantastic Four 19, Doctor Strange 53, and West Coast Avengers Annual 3. I guess I should have said these are by Steve Englehart and Al Milgrom. Milgrom. That's an Avengers baseball game with Thor about to bat with Mjolnir. Damn. Some cosmic stuff. Alright, well, that's your West Coast Avengers. So now we're going to jump into, I believe, the 90s with George Perez. He has 2 volumes of the Avengers. So he goes Avengers Volume 1 by George Perez and Kurt Busiek. So this collects Avengers from the 1998 volume 1 through 23 in issue 0, Iron Man from 98, issue 7, Captain America 8, Quicksilver 10, Avengers/Squadron Supreme Annual 98, Avengers Annual 99, Avengers Forever 1 through 12, and Avengers 1 Rough Cut. So we got same thing on the hardcover. George Perez is always good at filling pages with as many characters as possible. That's kind of his shtick. So what we got here? It looks very 90s, which I like. Late 90s. Popping out up at you. Here goes Perez again, filling up that page, baby. George Perez, famously known for Infinity Gauntlet 1 cover, his Teen Titans run, amongst other things. See you again. That's his thing, man. Putting as many characters on a page as possible. Some Vision stuff. That's your volume 1. We jump into volume 2, which collects Avengers 24 through 56 in 1.5, Annual 2000 through 2001, Thunderbolts 42 through 44, Maximum Security, Dangerous Planet, Maximum Security 1 through 3, and Avengers the Ultron Imperative. Yeah. I never really liked the comics where you can see Iron Man's eyes through his helmet. It just seems like, wouldn't he be really vulnerable there? So this is a cool wraparound cover that's different from the dust jacket. That's the same cover from the back of the dust jacket. There goes Leandra from the Shi'ar. Charles Xavier's boot. His boot thing. Alright, that's enough of that. Now we go into everyone's favorite Avengers Omnibus, the best Avengers story of all time. Psych, I'm just kidding. Avengers The Crossing. This is probably the cheapest omnibus you could find. It gets a lot of shit. I haven't even read it yet, but apparently it's some goofy story from the 90s that collects Avengers 390 through 395, Avengers The Crossing, Avengers Time Slide, Iron Man 319 through 325, Force Works 16 through 22, War Machine 20 through 25, and Age of Innocence, The Rebirth of Iron Man. So, let's take a look at Avengers Crossing. The Crossing. I hear it's not really that bad. It gets a lot of shit. I don't really even know why. I guess just because it's some kind of 90s friggin' event. That's some 90s shit for you. It looks like something I would dig, though. It's my kind of vibe. That's funny. Force Works, extreme 90s. Extreme, extreme, extreme. Yo, it looks pretty dope. Some Spider-Woman stuff there. There's your big guns and pouches and leg muscles. There you go. Straight up 90s. Alright, enough of the crossing. So, next up we have New Avengers by Bendis. I'm supposed to be reading a story out of here from Omni Bros Live, but I haven't got started yet. Bendis at his best? Nah, that might be hard to say. But it's definitely a fan favorite Bendis run, which includes, it's got some Civil War tie-ins there. Collects Avengers 500 through 503, Avengers Finale, New Avengers 1 through 31 and Annual 1, New Avengers Most Wanted Files, New Avengers Custom 676, Air and Army and Air Force, Giant Size Spider-Woman 1, New Avengers Illuminati 1, Civil War The Confession 1, and Civil War The Initiative 1. I forget what storyline I'm supposed to be reading out of this. Oh, it's Avengers Disassembled, maybe? Here's some Vision stuff. Avengers Finale. You know what? I don't know. Have I ever opened this? I mean, I think I bought this one used. But it feels like I gotta stretch that spine out a little bit. There's your boy Iron Man. Cap. So, unfortunately, this is volume 1, but they have not released or solicited or have any mention of a volume 2, to finish off this run, you'd have to get the oversized hardcovers, I believe volumes 4 through 12 or something like that. If I ever see them pop up for a good price, I'll grab them. So, Bendis kicks off the Ultimate Universe with Ultimate Spider-Man. They also have Ultimate Avengers. This is actually by Mark Miller, Pacheco, Yu, and Dylan. This covers Ultimate Avengers 1 through 6, Ultimate Avengers 2 1 through 6, Ultimate Avengers 3 1 through 6, and Ultimate Comics Avengers vs. New Ultimates 1 through 6. So you got a cool book here, a white leather book with the green foil. This one I definitely never cracked. Well, that's pretty weird right there. What is this? A vampire Captain America biting somebody? Hawkeye. Looking modern. With Ghost Rider on the other panel. Here's some more Ghost Rider. Oh, that must be Blade. Cutting that guy's head off, man. This must be a Max title. It's not, but getting away with a lot of shit. So it looks like this is a vampire heavy story. Vampire Daredevil and Iron Man in the Mark I suit. Art changes up here. Looks very good. So that's your Ultimate Avengers. Nick Fury. Cool. Then we have Young Avengers. Young Avengers, people enjoyed it. I think I did read this, or at least the first few issues of it. This is like the kids of the Avengers. What's it collect? Young Avengers 1 through 15 and material from Marvel Now .1. Yeah, so this is one of these Marvel Now titles that I was getting single issues around the time that those came out. And I remember reading this. I think Loki's son or something came out as homosexual, or one of them was homosexual. We got Hawkeye's daughter. It was alright. I mean, it wasn't anything to write home about. I don't really like the forced diversity stuff. I don't know. You guys know what I'm talking about. This doesn't feel like natural. Anyway, Young Avengers, kid versions of Avengers. It wasn't really my thing. Anyway, speaking of Marvel Now, this was one of the flagship titles, which I read the first story arc, Uncanny Avengers, mixing up the Avengers and the X-Men. You got Rogue, Havoc, Scarlet Witch, Captain America, and Thor. I know the first arc has to do with Red Skull getting Xavier's brain. Collects Uncanny Avengers 1 through 25, issue 8 from Age of Ultron, and Annual 1. So yeah, this was a Rick Remender and Jerry Dugan team. Oh yeah, you got Firestar there too. So here's the cover. Wrap around with the Red Skull stuff I was talking about. So I remember this. This is like the darker version of Wolverine versus Wolverine. Some shit that Red Skull was doing at the time. Let's get a good Red Skull panel. I heard it ended up getting really good this run. Good art. You know, I'm definitely a fan of Remender. Go some blob action. Not really sure what else is solicited besides the Silver Age Avengers Volume 3. Maybe it'll be Volume 2 of this next book. So next and the last omnibus on deck is the Avengers run by Jonathan Hickman, which I've read some of, but I'm going to do a reread because right now I'm reading Secret Warriors by Hickman, then I'm going to jump into the Avengers, and then the Fantastic Four Hickman run, and I'll do a recent reads on those. Avengers one by Jonathan Hickman. I think this is the stuff with the world creators or whatever, in the beginning at least. But from what I remember, this was like expanding the Avengers roster, and they have this whole kind of like org chart of the Avengers that keeps growing and adding people around the core group. Yeah, this guy right here. What was his name again? Ex Nihilo. The world builders or something like that. Then you got the Illuminati. All through your body. Looks like a 12-gauge shotty. Feel me. So I don't remember how far I read into this. I want to just reread it because I got to be honest, it was a little over my head at first with what the hell happened with that with those world creator people. So I'm reading Secret Warriors. I like Secret Warriors. I got Superior Spider-Man in here. I'm interested to see how Secret Warriors ties in with the rest of these Hickman books, man. I don't know. Maybe just whatever the aftermath of it is, because it doesn't seem like it's got anything to do with this. Oh, your boy, Thanos, the Mad Titan. Now, when I was a kid in the 90s, we always called him Thanos. But then I always heard Thanos. I guess it's kind of like the artists' names of these books. Like, when do you ever really hear these names being pronounced, you know? And now that we have, you know, these other forms of media and the movies, you had to get on board with it. Some scrolls. We're definitely going to see some scrolls in the MCU now. That's a fact. So, every omnibus released so far for the Mighty Avengers. Is it the Mighty Avengers? I know it's the Mighty Thor. So anyway, I said I have a surprise for you guys. And I'm pissed off that I forgot to do this for my Cap video. But, oh shit. Here goes the Avengers Vibranium collection. Huge ass book. I don't really care about this outer box. It's all about what's inside. So, damn, these shits are big. You got your Alex Ross cover on the hard slipcase. Oh, did I say what this collects? Yeah, I did. No, I didn't. My bad. Hey, real quick, this Jonathan Hickman collects Avengers 1 through 23, New Avengers 1 through 12, Free Comic Book Day, Infinity 1, Infinity 1 through 6, Infinity Against the Tide, Infinite Comic 1 through 2, Astonishing Tales Mojo World 1 through 6, and material from Shang-Chi Master of Kung Fu number 1 from 2009. Anyway, now that that's out the way, the Vibranium collection, again, is not a book that you're going to get to get new material. You're going to double dip, more than likely. But it's just a way to collect iconic Avengers stories in oversized is an understatement in the biggest format possible. So let's see what's even collected in this beast. So right away you got Avengers 1. Avengers 1, 4, 16, 57, and 58. So, you know, you get your first appearance, your first Cap. I forget what 16 is. I think that's the new team. Then you got the Vision stuff, Giant Size Avengers 2, Avengers 164 through 166, 273 through 277, 19 through 22 from 1999. And then continuing that run, 65 through 70, New Avengers 1 through 6, Avengers 1 through 3 by Hickman, and so on and so forth. So let's take a look. You got Avengers 1. Again, what I like to do, let's take a little comparison. Omnibus are already oversized books. They look like Tic Tacs compared to these things, you know? So anyway, let's get some artwork. Looks like extras. So just a huge format of the book. Hard to show on camera, but you get the idea. Big ass Vibranium collection book. Well, there you have it. That's every Avengers Omnibus released so far, including the massive Vibranium collection. There is a Captain America Vibranium collection. You know, I missed my my window with that, and an X-Men one actually too that I forgot to show. Maybe I'll show the Wolverine one when I do those books. Anyway, thanks for checking me out. That's every Avengers Omnibus. Stick around. Going to be continuing these videos and my recent reads. As soon as some statues come in, we'll do the statue reviews and all that good stuff. So thanks for checking me out. Catch you next time. Peace.